Thank you, Melissa. Okay, I'm with Melissa Brown from the Historic Society, and we are making peanut butter balls. It is taking all my restraint not to dip my finger in this. Look at this. She just melted the chocolate. You put it on a double boiler. You have the little...
If you have one, I don't have a double boiler, so I've always done it with just like a low frying pan, put a little bit of water, but I'll tell you, the first time I made these, I got water in the chocolate, which is a no-no, and it turns into an awful conglomeration. Oh, it's terrible.
So you have to throw that out and
throw it out. So really, even a little bit of water can really affect it. So even a lot of steam. So then once you have it melted, then I just dip them using, well, I usually use a toothpick, but I forgot I had these skewers, so.
I'm just going to try it and eat it right away because I love hot chocolate.
It's like fondue.
It is. You know what, let's, I'm not sure if we can actually take a picture, take a photo. Well, wait. These are photographs of your grandmothers.
Yes.
Correct? Now, who is this one?
The larger photo is my Grandma Rose, and she is the one who, this is her recipe, and these are actually her recipe cards. So when I make these with my kids, I usually talk about them because both of my grandmothers have passed. And then my Grandma Bert, I have a piece of her today, too, because I'm wearing her apron from the 1950s. Yes, it's very glamorous.
Can you stand right in front here so they can see? That is beautiful. It's got, here, step over right over here. There we go. It's almost like a
not something I wear every day, but certainly my mom remembers her wearing it at Christmas time, and she was a very festive person, so I can...
This is delicious. Now, this makes a huge batch from the amount that you did.
It does make a huge batch. And usually what I do, too, after the fact, and so you don't have the hole in them from dipping, a lot of times I'll take, like you just did with the spatula, and run it over the top because it makes that cool drizzle effect.
Now, I know this is a family show. We're joking about, because somebody actually did the Saturday Night Live skit about NPR and a different type of sweet balls for Christmas.
Yes.
Somebody from your work brought that up.
Someone from my work brought that up as I was like, yeah, I got this perfect recipe. It was my grandma. I'm like, thank you for reminding me of that before I go on television.
We had to mention it because we all were thinking about it. These are perfect for the holidays, is what you make them?
Yes, I usually make them for the holidays, but they are favorites. So we, every once in a while, we'll just keep a batch in the freezer and pull them out as need be.
How long do you think they last once you put them in the freezer?
Oh, they last a while. Like, I had some in from last Christmas. We get together with a group of my friends and make tons of Christmas cookies, and I had probably well into February, and they were still...
You do an exchange?
As long as they're sealed. We do an exchange. 3 of us get together. We have 9 children between the 3 of us, and we make cookies all day long with our kids. It's getting better. They're at a better age now. For a while, we had to throw a lot of the cookies away because there was sacrifices that were made.
Just for the sake of the kids.
Licking and, double dipping. So.
Let's talk about, because we're talking about kids, the Historic Society, it's a great place for kids these days.
It absolutely is, especially the Pioneer Gallery that I mentioned earlier. It's all interactive. It's meant to engage children and to bring them into doing history. I think that's a disservice in school. You know, history's so about the book and memorization, but I think it's more engaging when you realize that your own story is part of history, and you can, if you collect baseball cards, you're doing history. If you know, sports statistics or genealogy is a good way to engage children in history.
And speaking of which, that's why you are making the peanut butter balls this morning, because it is part of your history.
Right. And that's when I make them, I talk to my daughters about their grandmothers, their great-grandmothers who they never met, and my son.
Polly is shooting right now. Show folks who is who.
This is Grandma Rose over here.
She's the one with the recipe?
Yes, and she's the one with the peanut butter ball recipe, and this is my Grandma Bert. And both of them passed away some time ago now, and so it's a nice way to keep their spirit alive.
And you actually have their recipes.
Yes, which these are treasures to me. This is...
You'll pass them on, I'm sure.
Yes, and my grandma, I have not attempted this one yet. She made cuccidates.
My sister-in-law makes the best cuccidates.
And I love them, yes, but I have not attempted to make them yet. So for now, I make the peanut butter balls. And that's
next time you come back, after you've attempted them.
I'll have to practice.
All right, well, It's a great thing to have kids realize that history is not a boring thing. You can learn a lot, and just maybe incorporating the fun things.
Right. I'm really big on the personal story as part of a bigger picture, and then when you get involved and you get engaged, you see how you fit into some of the national stories that maybe are more the traditional type of history people understand.
All right, when we come back, we're going to do a great second helping. It's also wonderful for this warm weather.
And good for kids, too. Easy.
And let's talk about what you have in store for the Historical Society coming up.
Okay, sounds good.
Back to you guys.